Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be looking at some emerging food niches in the food industry. We are going to be looking at a step-by-step guide for starting your own food business. We are going to look at the major regulations involved in starting your own business. We're going to be looking at business premises, we're going to be looking at food permits, and we're going to be looking at how to market your food business and how to stand up in your food business. So you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing Ame, and I started my first food business at the age of 9. But that's not why we're here today. So today we're going to look at how to start your own food business in the United States of America. We are going to look at how to start your own food business in the United Kingdom, in Nigeria, and in South Africa. If we have time, we're going to be looking at how to start your food business in Canada. But guys, the first one we'll be looking at is how to start your food business in the United States of America. So guys, just give me a few seconds and I'll be back for us to start. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and turn your notification on. Let us win together. So I'm going to be away for some few seconds and I'll be back so we can start with how to start your food business in America. Thank you once again for joining me today. You're welcome back, everyone. So like I said earlier, we are going to be looking at some emerging food niches, some exciting food niches. We are going to look at your customer segment, and we are also going to look at a startup checklist for starting your food business. So guys, without much ado, let's dive straight into how to start a food business in the United States of America. So guys, if you want to start a food business in the United States of America, here are a few niches you should consider. So I researched this extensively because I'm a food lover and I like to put out resourceful blog posts out there for my audience. So I'm always researching. So I researched on the relevant laws and regulation if you hope to start your food business in the United States of America. So the first one we'll be looking at is the Food Safety and Inspection Service, the FSIS. So before you start your food business, you need to contact the FSIS in America, which stands for Food Safety and Inspection Service. So it is the FSIS that would ensure that your product meets safety standard set by the USDA. So guys, you don't want to put yourself into trouble without registering with these people, just in case anything comes up during your food business. So you want to be registered with the Food Safety and Inspection Authorities. Now, the next one is the Food and Drug Administration. This is one of the most popular ones because you can find them almost in any location or any country you go to. The next people you have to contact if you're starting a food business in the United States of America are the state and local health departments. Again, pretty much every local government or community have their own local health departments. So no matter where you're about to start your food business, whether America, whether United Kingdom, you need to contact your state local health department to obtain all the necessary permits and licenses you need, so you can also comply with the health and safety codes specific to your location. Now, the next one, Environmental Protection Agency. I'm going to take another 10 seconds again and continue. Thank you, guys. Guys, you're welcome back. So let's quickly look at some best emerging trends and strong food niches you should consider in 2025. So you want to be a food vendor or you want to go into food catering or food delivery, you want to choose a unique niche. You know why? There are 1,001 food vendors out there. So if you want to go into a food business in 2025 and stand out and make profit, you need to go for some strong niches. Number one, plant-based foods. You can see they're taking over. Now, plant-based food does not have to be boring. Whenever people hear plant-based food, they be like, I don't eat it, so I can't sell it. Guys, there is so much demand for plant-based food, especially people looking to reduce their weight. Some people are looking to reduce their cholesterol level. So they come up with different kind of plant-based diets. So that is a market or a sector you should be looking at. Now, functional beverages. I am from Nigeria, and whenever I hear the sound of beverage, I think of hibiscus flowers, I think of ginger and things like that. So now functional beverages, you can go into this business. You don't need to have like a proper, a factory or you don't need a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to say in essence. So a functional beverage could be just something simple, a simple formula that you could come up with yourself, as long as it passed all the safety and hygiene tests. Guys, go for functional beverages. Now, if you don't know where to market your functional beverages, you can start from your family and friends. When they have birthdays, when they have weddings, you can offer them your functional beverages free, or you can reduce the price. So if your functional beverages are good enough, trust me, when the guests at those birthdays or weddings have a taste of a functional beverage, they are going to be asking for more. Now let's look at the ethnic fusion cuisine. Now that is really, really taking over. Now gone are the days where people just do a parallel or a uniform kind of junk. People have now started turning back to their roots, back to their ethnicity. Now, for some other people, they are trying to learn about the culture of other people. So people are becoming more interested in the foods of other people. So guys, imagine I'm in Scotland, but I can find so many Chinese and Indian restaurants. What does that tell you? That means there is always an opening, or the sky is always big enough in the food sector, in the food industry, especially if you know what you're doing, or if you are bringing something unique to the table. Now, the next one we're going to run onto is meal kits and delivery service. Again, the demand for this is high. So your customer segments, for instance, could be busy professionals, could be busy researchers, could be students, could even be families that are so busy but they don't have time to make their own foods. So you can start meal kits delivery service. So people can book their meals with you. So for the next 1 week or next 1 month, they know you are providing their meals. Guys, if you have like 5 or 6 of this kind of customers, who wants any other stress? So the next one we're going to is sustainable seafood. So guys, I'm not a seafood fan, but I am a fan of sustainability. So sustainable seafood is another sector you want to consider. You can see that seafood is becoming a big thing suddenly. So imagine, these people that like either political correctness or the ones that genuinely love Mother Nature or Mother Earth. They're trying to save Mother Earth. So if you go into sustainable seafood, I know you can build a customer segment for people that are inclined with things that has to do with sustainability. Now, let's move on to fermented foods. So fermented foods can be drinks, can be food, it could be solids, it could be liquids, I mean. So fermented food doesn't have to be a specific, type of food. Think of ideas, come up with something. Again, growing up in Nigeria, I remember my late grandma. She used to sell alcoholic beverage in the village, and she only made it from guinea corn and fermented rice. So when I was much younger, I was wondering, why is she fermenting this stuff? But with age, and when I tasted what my grandmother made, I started enjoying my grandma's fermented, drinks. So my grandma was one of the most popular drink seller in my village before she died. So in my dialect, it is called obiolo, usually made from guinea corn, fermented rice, a little bit of sugar if you want, some ginger, and some cloves if you want. So my grandma was into fermented food. She used to make a lot of drinks. And people used to come patronize my grandma. They bought my grandma drinks, sometimes in 25 liters. Again, we're going to organic and non-genetically modified products. Now, there's so much GMOs and non-organic or unorganic, if you have it, so much in the market these days. You find a vegetable that was grown in maybe 2 weeks. People that are into farming, please help me out. You find some of these tomatoes that they were cultivated somewhere without sunlight, without nothing. You know, some people are now trying to start eating healthy again. In fact, they don't have any business with junks or anything that is not organic. So if you are an enthusiast for organic food, this is a part you should be considering. Now, because you love organic food, it doesn't mean there are so many organic food vendors around you. So why not start your own organic food business? Let your family pay you. So if you were supposed to pay someone else, or if you're supposed to buy your meals somewhere else, let your family pay you. Provide their organic foods for them. So you can start from there. Start from your immediate family, start from your friends' parties, start from weddings. Just do something. Again, you could make testers of your organic foods. You can also teach people the importance of organic foods via your social media platforms. Now we're going on to some exciting ones. Gluten-free and allergen-friendly foods. Again, guys, there's so much. In fact, the customer segments are becoming more defined by the day. Now, these days, some people are lactose intolerant. Some are vegetarians. Some are vegans. Some of us are carnivores. So you see, there's a customer segment for any type of food business you want to start. So guys, if you are looking for a unique niche to consider, So if you're looking for a unique niche to consider in your food business, just a minute, guys. Again, I'll take another 10 seconds and I'll be back to continue. So guys, we're speaking about functional beverages. So if you're starting a food business in 2025, there's one niche that is always underestimated. You can consider functional beverages. So I spoke about functional beverages 2 minutes ago, but I would like to speak about it now in details. So I've done my research properly. So I'm reading from one of my blog posts. So the functional beverage, you can focus on health trends such as immunity boosting ingredients. Now, guys, these ingredients are not expensive to find. You can start from things like lemon, like lime, like ginger, carrots. You know what? If you're a health professional or if you're into food and diet, you would know what the immunity boosting ingredients are. So you can make functional drinks in portable and attractive containers. And you can also enlighten your customers on the importance of the functional beverage, immunity boosting ingredients in your drinks. Now you can collaborate with nutritionists if you really don't know what you're doing. You can also ensure that your product meets with the FDA requirements. So if you're going into functional drinks, no matter how simple or easy it looks, you need to label your functional drinks properly, appropriately to meet with the authorities' guidelines. Now you can use influencer marketing to reach health conscious consumers. Now, if you don't have a very, very big following on social media, it is so hard to narrow down or to find your own customer segment. So the best thing you can do for yourself is you need to collaborate with these influencers. Now, these influencers, like lifestyle influencers, they have people that actually listen to them. So if you can approach these people, a lot of times they might not be as expensive as you think. If you approach lifestyle influencers, they could actually market your functional beverage drinks for you. So guys, we're moving on to the next one. If you want to market your food business, you need to utilize social media. Now the world has changed. Things are moving from one place to the other. You don't be left in 1960. So you have to have a social media presence. If you don't, for me personally, I didn't have a social media presence until I went into business full time a few years ago, and I started growing my social media from the scratch. Even though I have maybe about 1,000 on one of my social media platforms, it gives me traffic to my website already. And I have cumulatively on my Facebook, I have over 1,000. So it still gives me a little bit of traffic. Now on YouTube, I've made over 1,000. Again, that gives me traffic. So you want to grow your presence on social media, put effort into your social media. I know it's food you're selling, but any kind of business you're doing, your social media would help it grow faster than you can imagine. Now create a professional website. This is so easy. If you are struggling to create a website, you can use Wix, W-I-X. Their interface is so beginner friendly. You can just set up a website in like 10-15 minutes, you're done. They're going to give you like templates or pre-done websites. Choose your colors, choose your fonts, and your website is up and running. Now you need to start content marketing, like we said. For me, I'm a businesswoman, but I have a blog. Some people call me blogger. I told them, no, I'm not a blogger. I just know that blogging and YouTubing is like the holy grail of SEOs. So for any kind of business you want to do, if you're not blogging or you're not even YouTubing, you are not really maximizing your business. So guys, you need to start content marketing. Publish your blog posts, your videos, and also your newsletters to your prospective customers. Now participate in local events like farmers markets, food festival, and pop-up events to connect with your community. Also, collaborate with other brands. Like we said, you would find some people, they already started this drinks or beverage business, so they're already grounded in it. You can collaborate with these people to start together. Now, if you start your food business, let's talk about how to maximize food waste and increase profit from potential waste. Number one, you need to consider inventory management. Don't joke with your inventory management. You are not a computer, you are not a robot, so you cannot be precise as to measurements and inventory all the time. So make sure you write, make sure you measure, make sure you only cook what you need. Don't overdo things. Now use technology to track inventory. There are so many free apps. In fact, if you don't want apps and you are stressed, you can go on your Canva, and Canva is going to give you templates to take your inventory. Now, you need to repurpose your waste if you don't want it to just go to waste. Now you can meet farmers who are happy to turn this kind of scraps into broth, sauces, or even compost. Again, it doesn't even you don't have to turn it to compost immediately. Some customers will be happy for you to even make them soups from your leftovers, or you can make your own family jars of soups from your leftover. So make these soups and freeze them and use them on rainy days when you don't feel like doing anything. Now, to also maximize food waste, you can donate to food banks, and you can also donate to charity. Now you need to start upcycling. For instance, when your fruit is going too soft, you can you can mix them or incorporate them into your pastry. Now, if your meat stock is a lot for what you're cooking today, you can freeze your meat stock and use it next time for something else. So guys, there's so much food upcycling going on now. So the thing you want to do for yourself to reduce waste and still make profit from supposed waste is to start upcycling. Now, consumer education. If you don't tell your consumer all the goodies and vitality in your food, trust me, they wouldn't know. So you need to educate your consumers if you want them to patronize you. So if you tell them this food is so nutritious and filled with vitality, guys, that's not enough. They won't even understand what you're saying. So you want to educate your consumers so they know what they're buying from you. Now let's look at the importance of social media presence and a website. Like I already said, a strong online presence is vital for modern food businesses. Social media platforms allow you to engage with customers, gather feedback, and build a community around your brand. A well-designed website provides a hub for your business, offering information, e-commerce capabilities, and customer support. Again, guys, on my own website, I just blog, but I try to sell other things, which I make, I make some change every day. So it might not be a lot of money. Some days might just be 10 pounds. Some days might be 15 pounds. But hey, that's just one out of my many businesses. So if you're into food business, try to also leverage on your social media, build your social media presence. People love food, so it's not going to be hard to get subscribers or people that will follow you because of the kind of things you post. Now let's go into successful food owners, because I want to motivate you a little bit. Now, if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Blessing Ame, and I am an enthusiast for passive income and multiple income streams. So today we are talking about how to start your food business, how to launch a food business successfully. We are looking at the laws and the regulation involved in starting a food business. We're also looking at the importance of social media in your food business, and we are looking at how to maximize profit and reduce waste in your food business. So guys, we've talked about the strongest and the emerging trends that you should consider in 2025. So if you are going to start a food business in 2025, kindly leave me a comment, and I'm going to come back later and respond to your comments. So guys, let's speak about successful food business owners. So moving on, my favorite one, Jamie Oliver. Now, Jamie Oliver is a celebrity chef from the United Kingdom, and he is known for his focus on healthy eating. So the first time I came to Aberdeen in 2018, and I saw Jamie Oliver in my school, I was like, wow, that sounds like a very posh name for a food, business. Let's even see what they have to offer. And I had lunch there, and the truth is, I actually felt healthy after I finished eating that lunch. I'm sure it's just a thing of the head. It's all in my head. Anyways, moving on, we have Alice Waters. Alice Waters is from the United States of America. She's the founder of Shares Panis. She's an advocate for organic and local foods. So guys, this is a woman close to my heart. I'm from Africa, and my grandparents were farmers before they passed on. And I know how sweet and how nutritious and how delicious organic food can be. So anybody that is up for organic food has my heart. So moving on to the next one, David Chang, also of the United States of America. He's the founder of Momofuku Restaurant, and he's an innovator of culinary arts. So Master Chefs is one of my favorite programs to watch all the time. And guys, I can't just help but, just imagine finding myself in these people's position someday. But hey, I'm a lawyer. I wonder why I'm trying to do everything at the same time. Anyway, I love food so much. I would have stayed in the food sector, but my busy schedule would not let me. But I'm going to keep talking about food because I am so passionate about food. So now, before I deviate from what we're speaking about, let's move to resources for aspiring food entrepreneur. So if you want to start a food business, here are some books that I think you should read. I've read at least 3 of these books. Now, the first one is called The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. The Lean Startup. The second one is Setting the Table by Danny Meyer. And the third one is The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. The fourth one is small business management. I love that one because it's not just for food business people, it's for everybody. Now, the fifth one is Blue Ocean Strategy by W. Shan Kim and Rini Mobon. Now, if you're still looking for more resources, you can check this website, SBA, Small Business Administration. You can find them at www.sba.gov. The next one is FDA Safety. You can find them at www.fda.gov/food. The next one is National Restaurant. For United States, www.restaurant.org. And we have Food Business News. You can find them at www.foodbusinessnews.net. Now, starting a food business in the United States of America in 2025 requires careful planning, creativity, and a commitment to quality and sustainability. So, guys, we already spoke about sustainability, and these days, all the customers, especially the Gen Zs, they are so woke. So, if you're not looking at ethically sustained food and sustainability kind of niche, you might be missing out on a lot of money. Yes, you might be doing well already in your own niche, but why not try and switch things, spice things up a little? Show your customers that you have this other side, ethically sourced food, organic food. People like to hear things like this. It's sometimes we will say we eat with our eyes or with our mind before it even enters our mouth. So, guys, for the people into ethically sourced food, they are in the forefront. So that is one niche you should be looking at. Now, starting a food business, like we said, requires careful planning and creativity. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Now, I am going to look at a startup checklist. So, if you want to start a food business, here is your startup checklist. So, I'm going to take note of the time. So, from 27 minutes is a checklist. So, the first thing you want to do is to market. You need to do a market research. That means you need to analyze trends and demand in your niche. So you need to see if people really want to eat what you have to sell. So you can't just start a food business because you think this is what people should eat. You should also try to observe, what do people want to eat now? Now you need to write a business plan for your food business. It doesn't have to be too adventurous. You can start small from somewhere. You can start from your own little space. You can start from your private kitchen. Now you need to obtain your necessary licenses and permits. For example, a food handler's permit. Just go on your Google tab on your browser, just type licenses and food permits near me and register for your permit. Now you need to secure a commercial kitchen if you want to go big. But if you don't want to go big, you can start from your space. Now develop recipes and test. For somebody like me, I don't have to develop recipes. My mom started teaching me how to cook since I was 9. So she kept teaching me how to cook to the point now that I can't even use a spoon to take measurements. I just sprinkle salt with my fingers. I can't even measure things anymore. Again, don't be like me. You need to develop your recipes and you need to test over and over. Again, I don't test. I can just use my eyes. The food is ready. Don't be like me. Now, let's move on to the next one. Packaging and branding. Now, guys, this is very, very important. Some people say when a food tastes nice, people will definitely buy the food. But guys, it's not true. If you don't package your food business very well, people are not going to buy it. So you need to package your food because some people eat with their eyes. Now your packaging needs to look neat. It needs to look appealing and appetizing. So don't make rookie mistakes. There's no hurry. Before you start your food business, organize yourself. Think about what you want your packaging to look like. Not that every week, every month, different takeaway pack, different food container. People don't even understand what to expect from you anymore. Now we said you need to set up an online presence. That means you need to create a website. Now your social media platforms, we've talked about this like extensively. Then now we said we need to set up distribution channels. So guys, it is not enough to set up your food business. It is not enough to tell everybody that you have a food business. Now, you need to start using local supermarkets. You can ask them to drop ship for you. You can approach them and offer them a good percentage cut. They should start drop shipping your food or start speaking to people about your food. So guys, you want to use influencers. you want to use local markets, you want to use stores to market your food until until you're a known brand. Again, for food business, it never goes as you think. In fact, your customer segment is not, they are not who you think they are. Sometimes when you're going into a food business, you'll be so excited. Oh, my family, they're going to buy my food. My friends are going to buy my food. I'm sorry to disappoint you. They might not be your first customers. So guys, you want to start using shops. If you are running a food business and you're not making a lot of money yet, consider this. Consider speaking to local shops where you know your audience go to. You can speak to an African store, for instance, to start helping you sell your soup. If you are into drinks, you can approach people like Asda and Tesco, approach them with your product. As long as you are registered, as long as your food passes all the compliance and regulatory tests, you should approach these big shops to help you with your food business. So now we said, launch your food business and scale. Again, your launching does not have to be big, but you have to make noise so people can know that somebody started something. So you can launch your food business, even if it's just 12 to 20 friends, and cook them some of your best foods and make sure they taste it. Now, guys, if you do this little launch, these people will feel obliged. They will even feel bad if they don't call you. I'm not saying you should guilt trip them into buying your food, but again, you can launch your food business to create awareness and also to create your online presence. Now, remember, people like party, people like food. So imagine launching your food business and taking the video clips and pictures, painting your social media pages with it. So guys, you can start. Now, guys, we have spoken about how to start a food business in 2025. So if you're ready to dive into the food industry, stick around. We just discussed United States of America. Next, we're going to discuss how to start a food business in the United Kingdom. So I'm going to take a 2 minutes break and I'll be back to discuss how to start a food business in the United Kingdom. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm begging you, please subscribe. Let's win together and turn on your notification so you know when I'm back. So I'm not going to turn off the live, but I'm going to turn off my mic until I am back from my little break. So thank you guys for joining me and see you in a sec. Everyone, you're welcome back. So next, we're looking at how to start a food business in South Africa. We are going to be looking at 5 profitable niches and 5 business models. So guys, number one thing we want to look at is how to start a gourmet food truck, spelled Gourmet, a gourmet food truck. Now, this food truck offers high quality creative meals on the go. So this model is particularly appealing in urban areas where people crave unique artisanal food but don't have the time for sit-down dining or fine dining. So now, guys, if you want to start a food business in South Africa and you are looking for a unique way to go about it, or you want to be able to attend festivals, you want to be able to attend clubs at night to sell food from your van, you can start a gourmet food truck. So you can sell food from your truck. So you can drive from point A to point B. You can sell your food in the market. You can sell your food anywhere. So you can start a food truck today. Now, how to start this food truck business. The first thing you have to do, you need to research and plan. So identify your target market. Now get your license, source a food truck. You can buy a food truck if you're very rich, or you can get one on lease, or you can borrow one from a family or friend. Now, the next thing you want to do is to develop your menu and start sourcing for your food ingredients. Now, don't open your truck and don't promise something that you don't have yet until you have started your operations on your food truck, until you are sure that you have all your ingredients. Now, guys, let's look at the customer segment for your food truck business in South Africa. We said there might be urban professionals seeking quick meals, but they don't have time to sit down to dine or for fine dining. Now, you can also find your customer segment in event attendees, people looking for unique dining experiences when they attend events. Remember, I said if you're running a food truck, that means you could even drive from one festival to the other, or from a club to the other, from a beach to a rave. You can go anywhere with your food truck. So guys, you can also find your customer segments in foodies who follow any food option, people like me. So they don't have anything they like any kind of food. Just give them food, they're gonna eat it. So now let's move on to the next one. The second type of food business we want to look at this afternoon is the health conscious meal prep service. So guys, these business models target busy professionals and health conscious individuals who prefer pre-cooked, portion controlled meals. Subscriptions or one-time purchase can be offered through a website or an app. Now, before you start your health conscious meal prep service, here are a few things to do. You need to do market research, like we said earlier. You need to register your business and obtain the necessary certifications. Then you invest in a kitchen space. So if you're going for health conscious meal prep, trust me, you need a space to show for that thing you said you want to do. If you're going for health conscious meal prep, remember the type of certifications and tests that your food must pass. Now you need to develop a meal plan. Again, this doesn't have to be too adventurous. If you're just starting off in your food business, you could have a small menu, have an option of 3 to 4 things for healthy conscious people. This way, when you have 20 different people ordering stuff, you find them, they're ordering just between 10 stuff and you can deliver efficiently. Now you can then build your online presence by building a website or an app for easy ordering, just like Just Eat and Uber Eats. Now you can launch and scale your business to gather feedbacks from family, friends, and customers. We said if you're going to start an health conscious food, who are your customers? So your customers could be fitness enthusiasts. You know those gym bros around you? Those could be your customer for your healthy food business. Now, busy professionals who value convenience. Some people are very busy and they are very rich. They can afford to pay you to cook for them. So why should they cook for themselves? You just need to find and identify your customers. In fact, some of them are still cooking for them, but offer them that you offer portion controlled, healthy kind of food. Package yourself very well and you might start having customers in these people. And trust me, once you give them your food and yours sort of tastes better than what they can do for themselves, they are going to keep patronizing you and they are going to be referring you to their friends. Now, we also said there are some health conscious individuals who are not just trying to throw money around. It's because they actually have health problems or dietary needs. So you can cater for this kind of people. The next type of food niche you should consider in South Africa is organic and artisanal bakery. So bakery or baking is a big thing in South Africa. Now, why not take it a step further or switch things up a little by going organic? Now, identify your niche. For instance, you can go for gluten-free bread or vegan or traditional artisanal bread. Now, there's just so much flavors and so many things in food these days. Sometimes you're just looking for your local flavor, that mild flavor, something not overpowering. So guys, this is something you should consider in your food business. You can go into organic and artisanal bakery. Trust me, you're going to make money. Again, back to Nigeria, there's this Asian company, they sell bread. I can't remember what they're called, but trust me, for every time you go to that bakery, to their outlet, there's so many people packed outside trying to buy this bread. What do these people really do? They just make, they have natural flavors like coconut in their bread and things like that. So guys, you can go into organic and artisanal bakery in South Africa and thank me later. Now, if you are looking for your customer segment, again, health conscious customers, eco-friendly customers, ethically minded shoppers, foodies, and artisanal product lovers. So some people like me are just foodies. They will eat anything you give them. So again, there's always a customer for food business. So when you have defined your narrow customer segments, there's still the broader segment, like the wider one. These are the foodies. They eat almost anything you give them. Now let's go on to the next niche. And now we're looking at ethnic cuisine restaurants. Now there's so many Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, American restaurants, different kind of restaurants all over the world. If you're in South Africa, one thing you should do is go back to your roots, go back to your culture. Don't throw your culture away. You can start an ethnic cuisine restaurant. So start your own restaurant, but forget about the Western world and their own flavors. Now bring your own traditional and local flavors into your business. Set up your restaurant to be top-notch, but sell your local products and see how you're going to make money from this. Now, to start an ethnic cuisine in South Africa, the first thing you want to do, you need to develop your concept. So you need to think whether it is Ethiopian cuisine, is it Nigerian cuisine, is it Scottish cuisine? You need to think of the kind of food you want to cook first before you start your business. Now you need to partner with chefs from that culture if you're not from that culture. So for instance, I can't claim that I am so good in cooking Brazilian food when I don't even have an idea. Now, guys, the food you learn how to cook on YouTube, trust me, you already know is different from when it comes to actual cooking. So if you don't know how to cook these things, don't open a cuisine promising Brazilian food and you be giving them Italian food. There's a difference. Again, don't promise people Ghanaian food, then give them Nigerian food. There's also a difference. Don't promise people English breakfast, then give them Scottish breakfast. It is different. So if you're going into your food business, you need to develop your concept first. Know what you're doing so you don't look like you don't know what you're doing to your customers. Now you need to select your location. If I would advise you, go for somewhere where there's so much traffic. You are starting a traditional cuisine. Go to where there's traffic, where cars are going and coming, where people can see you. Again, your menu creation, we already spoke about this. Your menu does not need to be too adventurous. You don't need to have 30, 40, 50 items in your new food business. Again, you can start from just 3 or 4 items on your menu until you perfect it. Then you can start adding to your menu in bits. Now, the next one, sourcing and staffing. Guys, it is not easy to run a food business. By the time you're done cooking, in fact, you will be so tired that I don't think you're the right person to serve the people waiting for you. The way you're going to be looking stressed and tired, you don't want to serve the food. So if you're starting your food business and you're starting on a budget, I know it is good to minimize money. If you don't have a family member to help you, make sure you're getting someone that is coming in to help you, even if it means just cleaning up or serving your guests food. Trust me, it's so hard to try to run a restaurant, especially if you're just delivering, it's different. But if you're actually running a sit-down ethnic cuisine, there's so much oil and so much things to wash, so much grease, so much fat, so many things to wash. So guys, you want to outsource and also get staff to help you. Now we're looking at marketing. So when you're going to market your South African cuisine, you need to highlight the cultural aspects of your restaurant through storytelling. Now, if I am a South African and I was going to have an ethnic restaurant in South Africa, the first thing I would think about is, do I want my restaurant to look like a bush bar, or do I want it to look like prehistoric earth? Now, these are all unique concepts you can come up with and make and spice your business up. So guys, who are your customer segments for your ethnic cuisine? You could have tourists seeking for culinary experience. Again, there are some foodies, they would eat pretty much anything. So if you set or carve a name for yourself in stones in South African ethnic cuisine, trust me, you're going to have a lot of customers. Now, also, you can also sell your foods to local communities who are familiar about what you are cooking, or some of them are just curious. So guys, people don't really know, they don't really have to know your culture before they eat your food. You can